Hi, everybody, John Cena here, and welcome to FunkQuest Season 4, Episode 8. And these are the last two Funksters to show up. So if you're not following anybody through the series, maybe you could pick one of these guys. We have a returning Funkster, and we have a brand new Funkster to the den. The rules are very simple. If you've not tuned in before, you'll kind of figure it out. Do stay on to the end, though, because I will tell you how to vote for one of these to go through to the quarterfinals. So, Laura, tell us who you are and where you're dialing in from.
I am Lora Cheadle, and I am an attorney and betrayal recovery expert, and I help people create a life they love after an unthinkable circumstance. I am from Littleton, Colorado. Littleton is a suburb of Denver, and I'm so excited to be here again.
Excellent. Is it snowing where you are?
No, it's been so crazy. Normally we have snow and it's been in the 60s. So I don't know what's going on. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, nice. Usable.
Yeah, absolutely. Colorado is a big ski place.
Yeah.
There's no snow. So
no snow. Joshua, tell us where you're dialing in from.
I am talking to you from Maine in the United States, the most eastern state that there is. We get the sunrise before anybody else.
Brilliant. What time does the sun rise this time of year for you?
I don't know because I'm asleep during that.
Okay. What time does the sun set?
Usually right around this time, 3:45.
Yeah.
It's pretty dark, pretty bleak, pretty early.
Yeah. Same as us.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get on with the show. Joshua, you can pick some skeletons dancing, a red rose, some pizza, or some monkeys.
Pizza.
Pizza, good choice. What is your biggest regret?
Not staying in college the first time. I really wonder how my life would have turned out. I try to tell myself it would have turned out a lot worse, but the reality is I was not mature enough and ready to go off and leave home, despite the fact that I was of the age where society says you do. So when I went, within 2-3 months, I was quitting, looking for any reason to quit. And I was back home at the job that I had as a journalist, because I was lucky enough to have a full-time job at a newspaper at 18. And it always seemed weird to me to leave to go to college to get a degree in 4 years for the job that I currently had. So I didn't stick with it, but I do wonder what would have happened had I gone a traditional route through college and what my life would have looked like. I'm happy with my life, but I still wonder what would have happened.
Did you go back in as what we would call a mature student?
I have not completed my degree because I have changed my mind on what I want to be when I grow up so many times that I am hoping by the time I'm maybe 50 or 55, I'll know what I want to be when I grow up so I can focus on it.
Well, as the saying goes, let us know. Laura, you can pick some skeletons, a red rose, or some monkeys.
I'm going with the rose, Jonathan.
Rose. Where did you last lose your car keys?
I don't really have keys. I have the fob, and fortunately, the fob is attached to my wallet. So I have not lost my car keys for so long. I'm thinking probably the last time I lost my car keys, don't laugh, is when I had my orange Pinto in college. Yes, I had an orange Pinto and I did not explode. But I do. Yeah, that is very good. It kind of matched your jacket, actually. Yes.
Yeah. So our car key's still a thing then? I mean, I've still got a car key, but presumably you've got some kind of thing where you just press a button and it starts working. Is it still a thing, car keys?
Yeah. It's just like the little fob thing, and you just click. And mine, actually, as you get near to it, you just have to push the handle. There's like a little button on the car handle. Yeah. So I haven't dealt with car keys, but I do remember losing my Pinto keys in college, and that was kind of a problem.
Did you throw stuff around, like throwing and trying to find them?
No, I'm not a thrower arounder, but I'm a spinner arounder. Oh, they're here. Oh, they're here. Oh, they're here.
Because the faster you spin around, the more. Watching or listening to FunkQuest is good, but did you know you could play FunkQuest yourself in your own living room with your own friends and your own family on Zoom or in person? To get your starter pack, including Sports Edition, go to FunkyThinkers.com. Joshua, question 2. You can pick a goose, some, as we would call, footballers, Some coloured play tubes or a trick cyclist?
Let's go with the Premier League players.
The soccer players. What is the worst thing you did in someone else's house?
Oh, good Lord.
You got a minute?
I'm good. Well, I'm going to remove the illegal stuff just because I don't know about
yeah.
statutes of limitations. You know, I think probably in high school, stealing, you know, lots of weird stuff during parties. My friends and I would steal weird stuff and then we'd give it back to the person because it was far more fun as a joke to like steal like antique lamps. And this is how weird my friends were. We'd steal like antique lamps. We'd steal old photos. We would steal stuff that you would never think to steal. And then after the party was done, my friends would freak out. Oh my God, did you guys do this kind of crap again? And it's like, yeah, we'll come over. And we would drop off a whole bunch of furniture or other mementos or family things. It wasn't about destroying the house. It was really just about messing with their head and giving them a lot of anxiety.
I've got a picture of walking into school on Monday morning with like an antique lamp in what we'd call the common room.
Yeah.
Laura, question 2. You can have a goose, some coloured play tubes, or a trick cyclist.
I'm thinking the trick cyclist.
The trick cyclist. Now, on a similar bent, how often did you get into trouble when you were younger?
Oh, you know what is so crazy? I did not get into trouble. I am okay, let me tell you why though. I am an only child. My parents are only children. My grandparents are only children. So I had all this pressure on me to be perfect. My parents, both set of grandparents, both set of great grandparents. So I rarely ever got into trouble because I couldn't let that many people down. That just would have been horrifying. Now, the one time that I did get into trouble actually ended up being kind of funny. My friend and I were changing clothes in the back of the car and we were kind of wiggling around and there was a policeman in the park and he shined his light on us and he was like, "What is going on?" And we were saying, "Well, we're just changing clothes because we're going between parties." And he didn't believe us. And he actually followed us to my house to have my parents tell him, "Yes, this is my daughter. Yes, they're okay. Yes, they're going to parties. Nothing weird is going on."
Would that happen these days?
I don't know.
I don't think it would.
Yeah. Isn't that funny?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not asked when in time this was, but I'm pretty sure that would not happen these days because policing is completely different.
No, that was in the 80s.
Joshua, question 3. You can pick some pelicans, a racing car, a parrot, or some mushrooms.
Let's go for the mushrooms.
Mushrooms. Which song evokes the best memories?
It is the closing theme song from the Incredible Hulk TV show from the 80s, because I was a little kid when it came on Friday nights, and at 8 o'clock on CBS was the Dukes of Hazzard, and my brother and I would both be on either side of my mom in her bed. My brother would fall asleep during Dukes of Hazzard because the Incredible Hulk scared him, so he kind of forced himself to sleep. And then I watched the Incredible Hulk, which I absolutely loved, and the closing theme was this beautiful piano theme. And I remember that because Dallas was on next, and I didn't want to watch that boring crap. So this beautiful piano theme reminds me of just being with my mom and watching TV when I was a little kid and feeling very safe. And now when I hear it from time to time, because I actually have it on my playlist, it almost makes me want to cry. It's so beautiful. It reminds me of being a little kid and feeling safe. And I hate telling people where the song comes from because it's like, oh, the Incredible Hulk TV show. Okay. But it is beautiful. It's called The Lonely Man if you ever want to find it.
That's interesting. We'll put that in the show notes if we can find that. I'm right in thinking he always used to walk off at the end.
That's the song, the piano song. That's sad. You know, he's got his backpack.
Yeah,
and he wreaked havoc in another town, and he's gotta run away and bring his one backpack and can't catch a cab. Away. Yeah, there was no Uber back then, so he couldn't catch a cab and just go. He had to walk everywhere. But yeah, that would be my song.
Yeah, thank you. It's what's called The Lonely Man.
The Lonely Man.
A lonely man. Are we on question 3? Laura, you can pick some pelicans, a racing car, or a parrot.
Ooh, the parrot.
Parrot. What have you managed or tried to rescue?
Oh my gosh. I have tried to rescue so many birds. You know, growing up, like the little birds fall out of the tree. And I was always, always tried to rescue birds, baby bunnies. And you know what's really sad? Oh, kittens. I've rescued kittens. And what's really, really sad about it, baby bunnies didn't make it. Birds didn't make it. Kittens did make it, but then I couldn't keep them. I had to return them to the shelter.
We had a dog go missing near us, and all the posters were on all the lampposts. They had a Facebook group, Find Josh or Find Joshy or something. How many people do you think were in that Facebook group looking for this dog? Have a guess, both of you.
Oh, I'm guessing like 50.
Oh, well, depending on how good you are at networking, 90.
10,000.
Holy
no
crap.
way.
10,000 people in a Facebook group looking for a dog.
Did you find it?
I don't know. I weren't in the group.
Oh, okay.
I honestly don't know. I just thought, well, in terms of, like you said, in terms of social engineering and social observance, that is the thing. Question 4, Joshua. You can pick some green, healthy leaves, a luxury swimming pool, some hipsters meeting in a cafe, or some like old style cars.
I will go for the hipsters.
Hipsters meeting. Dog's barking. He's looking to be found. What would be your last meal if you were on death row?
Oh, I would want something that would be really gross if it came out. Probably some kind of nasty taco salad with lots of beans, and something that would, if I'm going to death row, I did something horrible. I probably don't regret it, knowing me, and I'm going to go out with a blaze of glory. So I would do some research. I don't know specifics, but maybe just like 10 pounds of pop rocks or something. You know how birds were supposed to eat these back in the 70s and blow up like Alka-Seltzer? I would take whatever would cause the most amount of damage to my body, so they had the most amount of mess to clean up.
The most cholesterol, the most fat, the most saturated fat, the most sugar.
I would hope that something like in the movie Alien, where something would literally burst through like John Hurt and just, you know, take over the rest of the room, because I want to end up on some kind of, you know, trivia show where I am the answer to like the grossest, you know, government supported execution ever.
That is a Wikipedia page for the future. That is, if that's not there now, I will go create it. Laura, question 4. You can have some green leaves, a luxury swimming pool, or some cars.
Oh, hands down, the luxury swimming pool.
Luxury swimming pool. When did you last start a new hobby?
Oh, when did I last start a new hobby? Actually, I think it was during COVID. I was trying to figure out, like, I always scrapbooked. I love scrapbooking, where you take the pictures and, you know, you cut out the little things and you glue them on the pages. Well, now that we're taking 10 million pictures because we have cell phones everywhere, it's been really hard to scrapbook. So I was trying to figure out how to do the digital scrapbooking, where instead of printing the photos, getting all the stickers, writing out the pages, creating that physical scrapbook, I do a digital scrap. And I'll have to say, I don't like it as much as really getting my hands on actual paper. And so maybe I'm a hobby failure, but I tried. I tried digital scrapbooking.
No, it's impossible, because you just go down. You just go down the barrel of the technology. No, tell us why not.
I like handling the pictures. I like looking at them. I like having that memory. Oh, this was when we went and did this, and then having that experience. And when I'm doing the technology stuff, I don't have that visceral connection. It's just more like click, slide, and it becomes something to do. Whereas when I'm actually scrapbooking and cutting and gluing, it's a feeling. And I'd rather scrapbook for my memories, for my connection to the past, for my feeling, rather than the digital, just get it done and do the thing.
Always surprises me when you go to somewhere like a zoo and there's people that just go around, they look at a fish swimming around or whatever and just take a photo and walk off. Question 5, Joshua, you can pick some ladies in traditional costume, a traditional band, a carousel, or I don't know if that's a sunrise or a sunset.
Let's go for the traditional band.
Traditional band. Where is the most peaceful place that you've ever been?
Oh, probably jail.
Really?
Yeah, they really don't require much of you there. And once you realize that you're safe and that nobody's going to attack you. I was also at a place where the showers were private, so there was nothing like any of those horrible movies you see. Yeah. Really, all you have to do is not fight with anybody, take your pills when they tell you, and not make a mess. And that's all that's required of you. That's it. Nothing. Think of everything you have to do in life: pay bills, deal with people, have a job,
repairmen and all that stuff.
Everything you have to do is gone. So basically, you're just hanging out. And if you can get into the zen of that, it actually was incredibly peaceful, and it probably cleared my mind more than anything else in changing my life when I entered recovery as an addict.
Is that something that you talk about?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't hide a single thing because as a former pornography addict, I don't think I'm the type of person who people expect to see as a pornography addict, a guy who was professional. I owned companies, nice family. So I share my story because people have stereotypes, I think, of who they believe that porn addicts are. And I try to show them that I am proof anybody can be a porn addict.
I would point you in the direction, if you've not already seen, a 1970s British sitcom called Porridge, which is set inside a prison. If you've not seen that, go find it on YouTube or BBC YouTube channel or something called Porridge, being British slang for jail. It might pass you by. You might think that's horrifically familiar.
Are You Being Served is my favorite TV show.
Are You Being Served? It's around that era.
Okay, good. I would love that.
Yeah. Laura, you can pick some traditional ladies, a carousel, or a sunrise.
How about the carousel?
A carousel. What's the last thing that you won?
Oh my God, it was amazing. I won an all-inclusive trip to Cabo San Lucas. It was like 5 days, hotel, all the food. It was amazing. And
where's that? Where's this?
It was at a Chevy's Mexican restaurant, and they had just opened the restaurant in our state. And what was really funny, I was working as an attorney at a life insurance company, and I was really excited because they had Chevy's restaurants in California where I had just been, and they were really good. So this was the first one in Colorado. So I kept talking it up. You've got to go. You've got to go. The food is great. There was a contest for 3 all-inclusive, stays in Cabo San Lucas. I went and I won. My secretary went and she won too. So we came back to work, the next day, and I'm like, I won a trip. She's like, I won a trip too. And I mean, the odds of both of us winning a trip, I think, are pretty incredible. And no, we didn't go at the same time, but we went within a month of each other. And I've never won a trip before, and I highly recommend it.
What was that split second like when you looked at each other and both realized that you both won? That split second.
It was crazy because we kept thinking like the other person might be making fun, like, no, I really did. She was like, no, I really did too. And this was kind of where you just print things out on the internet. We had, our little certificates in hand. We're like, oh my gosh, you did win.
Yes, we have to show proof almost. I thought that was a modern thing. So, listeners who won, well, the way to vote is easy. Go to FunkyThinkers.com, find the episode page, leave your who you're voting for, Laura or Joshua. You must vote on FunkyThinkers.com. Do not vote on YouTube or Spreaker or iHeartRadio or any of those other things that you might be listening to us on. Must be on FunkyThinkers.com, and the winner will be going through to the quarterfinals. Laura, how can we find out more about you and listen to your podcast and buy your book and do all that stuff?
Oh, thank you. You can go to LoraCheadle.com. It's LoraCheadle.com. And my book is available on my website, signed by me personally, but it's also available anywhere books are sold. Amazon, Barnes & Noble, local booksellers.
Online, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, excellent. Thank you. Joshua, how can we find out more about you?
Well, you can go to the letter P, addictrecovery.com, like porn or penguins or pickles. It's P, addictrecovery.com. And I just want to throw my, last ditch effort to try to win. I loved your box so much. I got a blue one on my arm as a tattoo. I love the boxes as well. Can you see that? It's a TARDIS. It's a TARDIS.
Doctor Who's TARDIS?
It's
fantastic.
Doctor.
Bonus point for Lora if she knows what TARDIS means.
Time and relative dimension in space.
Correct. Excellent. Lora and Joshua, we will see one of you in the quarterfinals. Thanks so much, and speak soon.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.